G'day fellas and welcome to a patch overview. We are finally here. It is Season 4, patch 6.1.130, and we've got some massive changes today. Map pool has been updated, AI has been updated, balance changes have come through. Let's dive into it. Let's take a look and see exactly what we've got. Enchanted Grove event is closing out, so gone with the wind is the Enchanted Grove. Not that we really got to see it a whole lot. So let's take a look at the build spotlight. Return of the hardest AI and new difficulty selections. That is right. So there is now 3 new difficulty selections. Take a look at this. Ridiculous, outrageous, and absurd. I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, initially when they brought out the AI and they changed it to, like, the hardest AI got changed to, like, the cheating AI, everyone's like, this is ridiculous, me included. Maybe Beastie wasn't, but he's the world champion, so it's understandable. Anyway, it looks like the resource gather rates have been changed, so that's 1.2, 1.5, and 2 times the normal rate. So this is going to make it a little bit more interesting online in those lobbies I've seen plenty of, the 2v2 versus hardest AI. Well, now I suspect we might be seeing a few more outrageous AIs, absurd AIs. Anyway, let's move forward. Age Insider rewards. It looks like a couple of people maybe looking for some new awards. Take a look at that, or rewards rather. Some fish, the boat. I like the boat. Any kind of town center cosmetic I can get, I'm excited about that. All right, balance and bug fixes. Let's get into the juicy part. This is the best part of any patch notes. Balance, of course, the most important part. General changes and bug fixes. Fishing boats will now always return to their nearest dock. Good change. Cancelled building blueprints no longer block future placements. Good change, nice bug fix. Added additional HUD feedback when building limits have been reached for certain buildings. So the military school, okay, that's a good change. Hopefully it just turns red, I guess. Fixed an issue to ensure units only display weapons that are currently available to them. Upgraded weapons are shown when upgraded. The basic version is hidden after upgrading. So I'm assuming it's talking about like the men-at-arms. After the men-at-arms gets its upgrade, it shows that. So for the Holy Roman Empire in particular, I'm talking about. So that's a good change. And fixed issue where some cheats are not intended for campaign were usable. That is a big one. Fix some masteries. Fixed an issue with training mastery. Cool. All right. Balance changes. All civs. Trader income reduced by 10%. They just hit it with another 10% trade nerf. So how good is trade now? We're going to have to do the math on that and find out exactly how good trade is. Because obviously trade is still pretty good, right? Like the top players are complaining, hey, trade's pretty good. So trade gets nerfed in the face. This balance change is a stepping stone on our way to bigger changes to the trade system. Thank you to everyone for all the feedback and discussions on the topic. We are listening and have future plans for additional improvements. So good to know that the devs are on the ball with regard to trade, and this is just a temporary setback for traders all around the world. Other changes that are coming through, trebuchet changes, counterweight treb. Cost is reduced significantly from 500 down to 400 wood and 250 gold down to 150 gold. This is an English nerf actually because of the Wingard Palace in Imperial Age. You get the free treb, the quote-unquote free treb from it. So now the value of that is reduced, so that's an English nerf, but also it's just a general good change for trebuchets, right? Health is reduced for them. Does that make them two-shottable? I think this makes them two-shottable for Springalds, which is interesting. Damage reduced from 50 to 40. Big nerf to the English, because they love using their trebs as like long-range mangonels. Bonus damage versus buildings reduced. Build time reduced from 35 to 30 seconds. Overall, really good changes to the trebuchet. Same thing's going to be happening to the traction trebuchet by the looks of it, so everything there making a lot of sense. Interesting thing to note, though, is that trebuchets now will die. They will get two-shot by Springalds. So that is an interesting interaction. Of course, that changes once you get the Siege Works upgrade to increase the health in Imperial Age, but before that, you're going to get two-shot. So really nice change here. Honestly, this is exactly what you want to see. I've noticed that the top-level players even moving towards rams a lot more than they are trebuchets, just because trebs are so expensive, they're so fragile. If you lose them, it's so much resources invested that you've lost. And they're just kind of slow, to be honest. All right, so developer note. Our goal with the trebuchet changes are to allow players to react more easily and quickly to enemy structures by reducing the initial investment cost. It does make trebuchets less population efficient in the late game. However, with the recent update, we buffed rams and bombards in the late game to provide different options. Yeah, I agree. I like this. This is pretty good. And cannon emplacement upgrade costs increased from 75 gold, 300 stone to 125 gold, 375 stone. So a very small upgrade, or rather a very small nerf there to the cannon emplacement, which is a good change. I know that the devs don't want to change the design of the cannon emplacement. They want it to kind of sit in this spot where it's the only thing that's got like AoE Obviously with like the exception of like the Baochuan or something like that. But yeah, this is a decent change. Definitely in the right direction. Needs to probably go a bit higher than that. Anyway, good changes so far. Let's take a look and see what we've got for the Abbasid dynasty. House of Wisdom Landmark Trade Wing provides 3, 4, 5 traders depending on what age the wing is selected. This is a good change. Overall, this makes sense, right? Like, because of the military wing, it provides hand cannoneers in Imperial Age, and you get archers and spears in the Feudal Age, and then you get camel riders in the military age, right? It just makes sense. So 3, 4, 5, not a huge difference. Like, who's going trade wing in Castle Age anyway? Is that even a thing? I mean, maybe culture wing into trade wing could be a thing, but doesn't seem that interesting. Anyway, military wing provides another archer in the Feudal Age, so total of 2 spears, 2 archers. This is a good change. Definitely going to make the military wing a bit more viable. I do like this one a lot. Culture wing, preservation of knowledge costs reduced from 50 wood, 125 wood to 25 wood, 75 gold. So overall, really big changes here for the Abbasid. So they're getting buffs all around, all 3 wings, looking to try and tie them in a bit more up against the economic wing. Good stuff. Good stuff. Exactly what you need. All right, Chinese. What changes do we have? Okay, there's one change. Fixed a bug where Chinese palisade walls were not being built 50% faster than other civilizations. Good stuff. Good stuff. Delhi Sultanate. Fishing ships are no longer selected with military selection hotkeys. Okay, combat of the defender. Landmark discount on stone for building and emplacements reduced from 25% to 20%. Yo, Delhi nerfs are coming in hot. So that means that instead of a keep costing 600 stone, the keep will now cost, it's not 650, it'll be 640? It'll be 640 stone, I think. I'd have to go back and do it. Yeah, 160 times 5. Yeah, that makes sense. So it'll be 540 or 640. So it's a pretty decent sized nerf. It's not overly big. This is a big nerf though. Village Fortress technology research time increased from 5 to 6 minutes. So that's a delay of a minute. Obviously, when you consider the fact that they've got their scholars also working, that it's not really going to be a minute extra, but that's equivalent to like 3 villages on the first keep, which is pretty big. So this is a good change, definitely in the right direction, because they originally reduced the time down. It was originally at 5 minutes. They brought it down to 3 minutes 45. Then they put it back up to, I think, 5, and now up to 6, which makes sense. This is a good change. When using Sikh shelter as the Delhi Sultanate, villagers will no longer stand idle next to houses before researching the reinforced foundation tech. This is a funny one. We saw this actually in the semi-finals. Vortex versus Lucifer, this happened. So yeah, good stuff that it's been changed. English. Network of Citadel's technology cost increased from 75 stone 200 gold to 150 stone 350 gold. So English nerfed. Okay, and this is a pretty relevant nerf, right? Like having 150 stone in early castle, it's not, I wouldn't say it's rare, but you're going to have to go out of your way to get it, right? And 350 gold's a fair amount as well. But this is definitely justified. This technology is really solid. It's always going to be a good technology to get. So this is definitely a justified nerf. So really, really good by the devs here to spot that one out. Wingard Footmen now take bonus damage from versus heavy attack types. So that means they didn't take damage before from crossbows. Now they do. French civilization bonus. Town center production rate bonus increased from 10, 10, 15, 20 to 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm pretty sure this is what it used to be. Actually, I think before it might have been, was it ever 15, 15? It might have been. Anyway, this seems reasonable though. I mean, the French at the moment are just they're not even picked at top level at all. Conk 3 players don't pick it. Tournament players don't pick it. It's not getting picked up. Royal Knights now correctly deal damage on their next attack after charging. This is an interesting bug fix because this isn't balance. This is bug fix. So the Royal Knight used to apply its extra damage like half a second after it charged, which would mean that if you charged a unit and then immediately attacked it, you didn't get the bonus damage from that on that attack. You had to charge a unit, move, and then re-attack that unit, and then you would get the bonus damage on that next hit. So this is really good, and it just basically takes away that really small detail. So good thing for the French, but really small changes so far. Nothing overly crazy, which is good. I mean, we knew that the meta was already in a pretty good spot, right? Like, there don't seem to be... like all civs seem to be viable with the exception of, like, the French at the moment. So, that's good. Malians. Oh, God. Malians are buffed? Excuse me? Okay, Sofa train time reduced from 30 seconds to 26 seconds. This puts Sofa in line with Knights in terms of cost and power level per second spent training. Okay, that makes sense. And Malian age-up keybinds now function correctly. Okay, that is interesting. Nothing really changed for the Malians. No change to Warrior Scouts? Excuse me? We are going to have to talk about that, mister. Whoa. Okay, Mongols. Civilization bonus. Silk Road resource bonus trade requirement changed from 3579 to 5, 10, 15, 20. They did it. They actually did it. Okay, that's good. This is really, really good. This was one of my suggestions because this is such it's such a silly bonus, right? Hey, you got 3 traders on the Silk Road, man. Good job. Here, have an extra 10%, extra 10% wood, man. Good job. Oh, you got 5 on there now. Wow, bro. I have 5 traders on the Silk Road before they're even turned around at the trading post. Like, this is not a crazy amount of traders. It is not an amount that warrants a bonus. This is what I'm talking about. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is much better. Much more realistic. So really good changes here. Mongol trade needed a nerf. This is definitely the correct play. Kurultai landmark bonus. Damage reduced from 25% to 20%. Kurultai is actually sleeper good. Not a lot of people using it at the top level. People still favoring the Step It Out, but Kurultai is legit. And this just goes to show that their internal numbers have indicated Kurultai is winning a lot of games. The one thing I noticed the Kurultai does well is it heals Siege very, very quickly. And that can be annoying when you're trying to kill Siege and it's like, I'm actually just healing. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for. Ottomans. Civ bonus, blacksmith and university production influence bonus reduced from 25-33-40 to 20-30-40. So slight nerf there to the early game of the Ottomans, which is definitely called for. And Seagate Castle landmark trader move speed bonus reduced from 40 to 30 and trade armor reduced from 10 to 8. And the name of the Ottoman Knight has been changed to Lancer. I do remember seeing a Reddit post about that. So there you go, guy on Reddit. You got it right. Well done. Ongoing investigation. Now, one thing they didn't talk about here was maps, or at least if they did, I must have skipped over it. So I apologize. No, they just didn't talk about it. Okay, so there's new maps. If we take a look right now in the map multiplayer ranked right now, and you go to... Don't look at my rank. I'm only Conqueror 1 at the moment. To be fair, I haven't played very many games. I think I'm on a Smurf account at the moment. Yeah, I'm on a Smurf account. Mr. Billiam Gates. I've only played 25 games on this account, so look, give me a break, all right? I'll be Conk 3 soon. Map preference. Can I just say, what a beautiful set of maps. Why is this a beautiful set of maps? Because there's not 17 freaking water maps that I can't veto. I can just veto Baltic and veto Four Lakes, and I never have to look back again. I'm happy playing the rest of these maps. I was thinking about it the other night. I'm like, man, you know what? Highview, it wasn't that bad, dude. I would take Highview in the pit any day right now compared to what we used to have. What we used to have was terrible. Are you serious? Oasis? How did that get through on the map pool? The ranked map pool, you're putting Oasis on the map? Like, hey, this is a funny joke. Like, bro, I know it's April and the 1st of April just happened, but that patch dropped long before April. So yeah, anyway, we got to talk about that. Anyway, I don't know what maps I'm going to be vetoing. I'm guessing Four Lakes, Baltic, and even Mountain Clearing's like a decent map. All of these maps seem really good. I mean, it depends on your playstyle, right? Like, okay, you play English, maybe you want to downvote Prairie because there's not a lot of wood spawns on that map. You play French, well, you probably want to downvote French Pass because these games tend to go longer. You play Rus, well, you definitely want to keep Hideout and Highview. And in fact, this is actually a really good setup right now for the Rus. Rus have got really good maps, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Rus move up in tiers from where they were sitting, which was like maybe B tier, up to A tier, just because of how good these maps are. So Baltic, great map for Rus. Four Lakes, good map for Rus. Hideout, amazing map for Rus. Highview, very good map for Rus. They got really good maps here. If Mountain Clearing, another good map for Rus. Like, Rus mains are loving life right now. We're going to see the rise of the Rus. I'm telling you right now. All right, well, let me downvote these maps for now. I'm going to go with those two and maybe Hideout, Highview, just because I don't like the wolves on that map and I still don't have the option. Oh, it's just telling me right now there's a patch. I don't have the option to downvote that. But overall, that's the patch. They missed a couple of things. That's for sure. Definitely warrior scouts from the Malians is missed. But other than that, I feel like this is a legit patch. Like the numbers that they're tweaking are very, very minuscule. Let's take a look at and see what they said in the investigation. Community reports issues. Community reported issues. Your reports continue being crucial in our prioritization and implementation of fixes and features in game. Keep them coming. What's on the horizon? Oh, this is what I'm looking for. Oh, look at this. Okay. There's still plenty to do in Season 4. We're celebrating our busy villagers who help make the world go round. Join us April 20th through May 18th for our villager appreciation celebration and complete challenges to unlock up to 20 new portraits. I'm looking. Are there any that I like in here? Not really. I mean, these ones are pretty cool. I like these ones. I don't even know what civs they're from. That's the thing. I have no idea what civs they're from. I'm assuming it's like, okay, English, French, Abbasid, Chinese, Mongols, Delhi, Rus? Are you guys Rus? No, HRE? HRE, Rus, Ottomans, Malians. I nailed it. First time. Look at that. Oh, hey, you know what? Credit to their artists. If they're able to... I had to think about it, right? But you can do it. I reckon I got that right. I don't think I switched these. Yeah, that makes sense, right? The Mongols are higher up than the Chinese, so they'd be wearing more like woolier clothes. Anyway, that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. I hope you guys enjoy the patch notes as much as I enjoyed them. I reckon they're pretty good overall. I'm happy with them. And I think this is definitely the right direction from the devs. I'm just incredibly thankful that they changed the maps in the ranked ladder. Those previous maps were terrible. These maps are amazing. Thank you, devs. Thank you for hitting our calls. Anyway, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.